Hello, I'm going to do notes real quick over how to do problems like number 5 and number 6 on your quiz. This one is like number 5 and this one is like number 6. I'm doing it a little bit different. I mean, I changed the numbers just to make it where it's not the exact same question, so you can correct it and get some points back. So this right here is an angle on the outside of a circle. What I'm highlighting are the sides of that angle. If I look at the parts of the circle that lie between the sides of the angle, this is the big arc, and this is the little arc. So we talked about when you're finding an angle on the outside, you'll do the angle equals the 1/2 times the big arc minus the little arc. All right, so plugging in what I know right now, I know the angle is 80 degrees. That's the one that's on the outside, 1/2. And then I know this inside arc, the little arc, this one right here, that's x. Now this is a little bit of a different case because you end up getting the whole circle whenever you include that big arc and the little arc. So a whole circle's degrees are 360. So to get this big arc, you're going to do 360 minus x. So you're going to have 360 minus x minus that little arc. So this represents the big arc, this represents the little arc. All right, now you're just going to solve it. So you have 80 equals 1/2 and then 360 minus 2x. I'm going to distribute the 1/2, so I get 180 minus x. I'm going to move 180 over here, so I get 100 when I subtract that equals a negative x. So x equals 100. And I think that's what it's asking you for in that problem. It's just asking you for x. Now, again, you have different numbers, but that's how you would work a problem like that. Okay, let's do number 6. I'm going to erase all of this just to give myself a little bit more room. Okay, and let me scroll it down just a little bit. Okay, so this is the next problem. Again, this is number 6 on your quiz, or one like it. You can tell I've kind of copied and pasted different numbers on here. All right, so to solve for y first, these are the sides of this angle that's drawn on the outside. So when I do my formula, I have to do the big arc, which is this right here, and the little arc, which is this part right here. Okay, one thing that's kind of nice about this problem is that this segment right here is a diameter. That means that this whole arc over here is 180 degrees because it's on the other side of that diameter. So that's the big arc. My little arc is y, so I'm going to be using those two arcs in my formula. So the angle on the outside equals 1/2 the big arc minus the little arc. So 60 will equal 1/2. The big arc is 180. The little arc is y. And then you're going to solve that from there. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 this time just to deal with it that way. When I do 2 times 60, I get 120. When I do 2 times 1/2 over here, those cancel and I'm left with 180 minus y. Move the 180 over, so I get a negative 60 equals a negative y, which means y equals 60. So this measure right here is 60 degrees. All right, I'm going to erase all of that so we can find x. Okay, so now finding x. X is this angle right here. I'm going to be using these two arcs to help me find that. The only problem is those aren't the two arcs that go with x. That's the arcs that go with this angle right here. So when you do an interior angle, you do the angle equals 1/2 and you add those two arcs together. So you're going to add arc 1 plus arc 2. So if I want to get the angle with the star, I'm going to do 1/2 and I'm going to do 60 plus 40. That's adding this arc right here and this arc right here to get this angle. Okay, so to get the star angle, I'm going to do 1/2 times 100, which gives me that star angle is 50. So this angle right here is 50. Now, one thing you should notice is that these two form a linear pair. So if I want to know what x is, I know x will equal 180 minus that 50. So x will equal 130, and that solves for x. Okay, so that should help with problems 5 and 6 on the quiz.